Welcome to my newest episode, Adventures at Your Doorstep. As in my previous videos mentioned, that's day one of my museum tour. I'm in Speyer today. That's how it's pronounced, or that is how it's spelled. That's the, I would say, little smaller museum than the one in Sinsheim. That's going to be number 2. But nonetheless, they have some really nice stuff here. And yeah, that's our day trip. They have a lot of planes and also some seafarer stuff, which I'm mostly interested in. So let's get inside. So the information board says this classical merry-go-round. It's the right name, yeah. It's carousel. It's 150 years old. 150 years old. All the figures and the cards and everything, they're going back so much in time. They're all hand carved from wood. Yeah. No machine finishing, all handmade, hand painted. Really nice. What I really like is a really long row of historical firefighting cars. Not sure if it's original, but I would guess so. So, truck number 1 from New York, Elmira Heights. Some historical background, information boards, complete letter. A really long row here, nearly completely American cars, what I've seen so far. Again, La France, little younger, 1952. Another La France, then 1955. So you can see evolution through the years. Even though those are 2 with letters, and that's more like a technical car. It's pumping the water. You can see all the on the next stage. Seagrave, different company, from 1958. Would guess again the crew up there, some hose and some smaller ladders. Then one from Mac. Now we're already in 61. That's a really interesting one. Never seen one of those. Going back in time, it's 1948. So that's all the pumping function. That's where you put the hose, where the hose coming out, and add gas, making the water pressure. They use the motor, right? So they're close to each other. Really nice. Yes, now it's going back in time again. Now we're back in 1937. Classical bell, so everybody can hear. Firefighters are coming. 1916. What the heck? Again with the pumping function in the front. Now it's getting really historic. 1921 with the ladder turning function, half of the ladder out of wood, so better don't come too close to the fire, I would guess. The turning mechanism, even a part of it had to be done by hand. And that's a German one, Benz, 1926. The same with wooden ladder. The mechanisms down there. And then real historic, going back to when they have to do it all by hand. Right, two guys standing there and making the pumping pressure, so some water coming from the hose. Yeah, nice little show. So outside the first building now, just came out of there. That's where all the fire trucks were. That's the museum, kind of, how to say, the historical part, the part of the building itself. It's historic. It was a factory building before. Let's see if I find the information board later on about the history from the building itself, but it's nice to implant a museum in it. So yeah, it keeps historical stuff, and the building itself, it's historical as well, so that's really nice. Well, now we are outside. You can see they're starting in the corner there with already two smaller planes you can watch and look at. It's a little bit mixed up, but I think that's kind of the charm of this museum. And British, it's a trolley bus, it's just the regular bus from there. Then some fighter jets, right? And then right above me, Boeing 747. Isn't it that one rock band made a song about them? And then, like I said, they have the marina part here. It's a firefighting boat from 1966. So you can see there, that's the cannon. They're shooting the water out, or the foam, whatever they need to fight. And there as well. But quite interesting, because not many people see the below of a ship, right? You mostly see it until the water line. That's the part you know, but the bottom part you don't know. So like where the shaft is coming out of the boat, right? It's still the boat hull, and that's the shaft, and that is where it's sealed against it, so no water comes in. So we can see this is minimum 2 main engines. That's why we have one propeller, 2 propellers. We have 2 shafts, and this is a version with 2 rudders. Sometimes we also have it with only a single rudder. Or modern ships, they sometimes don't even have them anymore. Maybe we find a version later on. And then the propeller itself can turn. I don't think they have it here. So what else we got? So much stuff. Well, much different boat. As you can see there, where's my hand? There, the shape and like it's built. And here, totally different. The bow, it's a little bit to break the water, but then it's really massive, right? Really wide there, really flat at the bottom. No dynamics. Reinschlepper. Okay. 1907 towboat, and this boat was even working with steam, not yet diesel engine, steam engine. And again, different kind of steering, right? You even have two rudder pedals, one here, one there, but you only have one propeller. But the flow of the propeller coming a little bit controlled here, and then you have two pedals there. Now we're right below Boeing 747. So let's have a little climb. It's a ladder up there, and we can take a look inside. Let's do this. So there's an in-between platform. I'm now like 2 or 3 meters below the jumbo jet. Not sure if you have ever been that close. Normally maximum when it's docked in the airport and you entrance the plane, right? Up below it, massive wheels, massive jet engines. It's really nice. It's a lookout platform here as well. You can see some of the other airplanes from on top. US Air Force a lot. I think that's one of the models they used in the original Top Gun, if I'm not completely wrong. Right, the Antonov we will visit later on. Our submarine. Right over there, it's a building for all space stuff. We'll take a look in there later on as well. Let's get a little closer. So that's the front wheels. And then one for each wing. And one under the bow. Massive size. Really massive size. And it's Speyer. Welcome on board. So we start in the back. Really interesting. This would have been the seating rows. That's what it looks like below the panels, right? That's the original covering, and that's it without it. Isolation mats. You can even see down in the bottom. And down there, let me see. You can see the small wheels there. And also chainways, so that's how they load it and unload it. Well, it's open to visit. I didn't see this last time. Let's get the look down there. That's great. That's a cargo hold. This is the clap. You can see the hydraulics. This would open to the side, and then they run in the containers here. Like I said, you see the wheels, and then you can run them there, stack them up, load it up. It's crazy. See, aft cargo department. And even this one could have used for a little storage. Tied it up. Oops. Sorry for that. look what it would have looked like all the way in stern. A lot of hydraulic pipes, even not so many electronics. I guess this would have been closed because there are already passenger doors. You could come in. Ah, you can see it's saying here pressure lock for the passenger's cabin, so this would have been sealed. But still, is it visible? Let's get a little bit up. These small steel wires, right, going to the front, and you have this big wing in the aft for the steering, like this and like this. Let's see if we see it from the outside later on. Let's have a look in front. So what we maybe all know or have seen in an airplane, that's the entrance, and then you have the kitchen area here, little cantina. That's when you see the storage bins are for the food and everything. Here to the side, and the passenger's cabin. So now all the way in the bow, this have been the business class. Not sure what's behind the curtain. Definitely not the cockpit. The cockpit we will take a look later on. Maybe a TV for the business class. I'm not sure how they watch their entertainment, but that's how a business class row would have looked like. Over there's their kitchen, and beside the kitchen, little different equipment. But then first class, let's get up there. That's the cockpit. Pilots, navigator, or technician, not sure. Quite small. Not a lot to see from the windows. First class cockpit, business class, and then that's where the regular people would have traveled. Just as we know it from today. 3 seats in the side, 4 in the middle, overhead compartments. But still, it's a jumbo jet, so it's not too tiny. I've seen smaller planes. That's pretty much it. Windows to the outside. That's what it looks like, empty. Like I said in the previous video, in my area, and I still call this my area, it's just an hour by car from my place, you have the mountains. But have you ever watched the mountains from the wing of a Boeing 747? I didn't. Really nice view from the outside. And you can only imagine the heights and everything if you're really close to it, right? That's a jumbo jet. It's a couple of hundred people fits inside. Sorry for that. Just impressive piece of technique, right? Standing on the wing. Nice exhibit. And then, as a contrast, directly below it, well, let's say like the little brother, 2 props, not 2 jet engines, and maybe half the size, again below the 747. That's a little brother, right? It's the beginning of big traveling. Let's have a look inside how they looked. How much quality they had and how they flew. Not sure how far they could fly. But I think in the beginning it was state of the art, right? You see the seats looking comfy. You're in a masterpiece of technique. Propeller starting. You feel the vibration of the plane. Nice lavatory. Even two of them. Maybe business class because you have to sit close to the pilot. And that's the pilots. Oh, and they also have been 3 people. One guy sitting with the back to them, 2 ahead. And again, as you can see, really small windows, not much to see. Got all the instruments in front of them. That's how they do the most navigation. And touchdown is touchdown. Takeoff is takeoff. And that's it. Like I said, at its time, masterpiece of technique. One more look from the Boeing. Coming over to the American fighter jet. Now entering like a little Russian Technique. Even though, well, I didn't see it before, but that's an Aeroflot helicopter. But the Antonov, I just show it, I don't say any words. But everybody knows maybe the colors, right? But first let's check out the helicopter. And then you can even go on the Antonov until the bow, you know what I mean. So inside Russian masterpiece of technique. Looks like a group transport, only really blank the seats. But here for the cockpit, not more to see. So from one cockpit to the other. Now we are inside the Antonov, the big transportation plane. As you can see, 2 pilots, 1 guy in the middle and 2 guys on the sides. And below them, I'll show you later, there's even a navigator or communicator, I'm not sure. Navigator's there and communicator down, I'm not sure. I'll show you later what this. It's a pilot deck. And going to the hull there, you can take a look in the loading zone. And you even have an observation couple. For whatever reason, but that's original. That's not museum purposes, that's original. 2 sides. And then you go back down. And then that's below. Right, cockpit was here. And now that's like, I'm not sure, radio guy or navigator or kind of boat. And then this is the sideway. Crew places, window, and that's the door to the storage. That's the way up to the pilots. So you're coming out there. The cranes here. Well, I'm not sure if they're part of the crew. It's the outside. The entrance there. It's a bow part, we take a look from below. And then It's not just a propeller, it's a double prop. Twice. Quite some power. Let's see if we find some technical details. That's quite some statistics. 60 meter length, 65 wide. The prop is 6 meter 20 diameter. 740 kilometers per hour traveling. No, highest speed. 680 was traveling. Each motor is 15,000 PS. So that's what? Around about 8,000 kilowatt. Empty weight 140 tons. Max starting weight is 250 tons. That makes it 136 tons loading weight. 136 tons. So if you think what those tanks was weight like what 20-25 tons. So you could load easily 4 or 5 tanks in there. And then go and fly wherever you need to. Because in Russia, if you saw on the map, distances are far. Bringing stuff somewhere, it's difficult. So, and to finish the Russian corner, it's a U-boat hunting helicopter, Russian style. I saw those German ones, and on the German Navy ship I was working on. Normally you have some sort of sonar and something you can dip in the water. Not sure what they had. And then there's the last piece. This one, probably everybody have seen Rambo. Knows these helicopters, right? I think they're even in Rambo 2 and 3. I'm not sure what was the helicopter in 2, but definitely in Rambo 3. So that's the Russian corner. The helicopters, Antonov. Now let's get over in the maritime corner. As you can see there, that's a high sea savior. I'm not sure what the English word is, but those the guys who are on the coast and everything, and if a ship gets in trouble, they call for SOS. Those are the guys going out on the sea during every kind of weather and save the people. Behind it, it's a submarine. That's the next pieces we are about to check out. So, in the after area from the first ship I showed you, they even have a marking for a helicopter landing spot in those cases, which I saw it in different ships as well. These barriers can be put down. See, they're locked there, and you can open this area. Pretty sure they take away the flag stock as well, and then you have a larger landing area. Pretty sure this wasn't here as well. Just to put a line towards the aft, right, to pull somebody. That's the front to the ship. Let's have a look out on top first. So that's the cockpit on top for nice weather. Or probably it even has its job in bad weather, I'm not sure, but I would guess mostly for good weather. You have a better overview. You're at the fresh air. But the real cockpit directly below us, that's where we're heading next. Just a little overlook, that's a platform we've been before. Below that, that's a little surprise I'll show you in a second. Life rafts, little crane for whatever they need to put on board. That's the bottom cockpit, unfortunately. Oh, I don't know, maybe we can come up from there, I'm not sure. Yeah, You can visit it from the inside, just look from the outside. Navigation and radio deck. With a back view. And another side door. Probably it's not visible. You cannot enter it, I would guess. Just the captain's seat. Different lookouts. Navigation technique. And the radio corner. And here we're in the bow of the ship. Some fenders they left in here. Spill. So if you're going alongside somewhere, you bring in the lines, you tighten them up, and then you put them on there. Oh, sealed entrance to the deck down low. We'll check this out in a moment. Cockpit. Top cockpit. Oh, there's even a lookout platform, and you can see even there they have some regular or just simple firefighting. So one hose. Maybe if you have some smaller ships, you can assist them fighting the fire or keep it low until professionals come. That's the side of the ship. So down there, the living quarters. And then up here, mess hall. Mess hall number 2. That's the way into the pantry. And this is the way up to the cockpit. So it's all really close with each other. There's something going on up there. They need to call somebody. They're probably here having a tea, having lunch, breakfast, whatever. So they lived here during the week, ready to go out whenever necessary. Probably a captain's quarter, his own sink, little writing desk. That's down to the engine room. The pantry again. The stove, fridge, everything you need. Washing area. Showers and toilets. And then some special equipment. There you have the firefighting equipment. And on the other side, the first aid station with some stuff you could need in case of an emergency. Right. And then, last but not least, in the back, little baby boat. Let's see how far we can get to the site. So, when you're out there in a rescue mission, maybe people in the water, you bring out this boat, and it's more small, so you can easily reach people swimming in the water. You see the big ship here, it's a high board, so water is way below, you cannot easily reach them. And this boat is way deeper in the water, and from the side then you can bring in a swimmer and easily rescue people from the water. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, next up, the submarine. That's the aft, where you come out. It's a commanding deck. That's the entrance. So, and that's from the entrance point into the submarine. Over recording the audio because it was really noisy inside there, and a lot of people passing on by. Not really comfortable enough then running around there explaining stuff in English. They would listen to what I'm explaining and take a closer look then, because I think at least I have a little more common background knowledge about the submarine stuff than other people. So what we see in the first pictures were the torpedo hull, the loading station, and where they were fired from. Then here we already have the officers' mess. It's, yeah, like in any submarine of this time, really, really small everything, small places. There again, the torpedo stuff and the crew mess. Then we're already coming in the kitchen part. It's the galley, I think, fridge and stuff. And this is already the cooking place, like 2 heating places. There's a pressure cooker down below, the water pump, and really only the necessary stuff. And from the kitchen, you're already in the command center. You see some stuff for navigation. There you already see the steering stuff for the depth when the submarine will go for a dive. There's an explanation about the rudder. It's written in German, and then you have the depth meter. We all know this from the movie Das Boot. And those 2 seats, they're making more or less the steering, what the submarine is doing from diving up and down. And then you have all the hand wheels there. They all have their separate purpose. And as far as I know from the training center in the submarines, they have to know each single one in the dark. So if they get in there in the dark, the trainer put a hand on them on one of those vents, and then they have to name it what it's for. Because if they go pitch black and they still need to do the steering and whatnot, there's really no light, but they still need to be able to find any of those. So the other side, communications, and I think even some sonar stuff and whatnot, that's all still the command center in the middle of the ship, where they were more or less controlling the ship, doing all the daily works. And then already the electrical side, you can see green and red. That's mean port and starboard. That's how they separate the sides on a ship as well as on a submarine. That's all the same to differentiate the sides: port side, starboard side, red and green. And that's for the electronic motors. So for the undersea driving, you would run with the electronic motors. There are more pipes, more vents. That's electricity stuff, and the fuses. And there's a temperature measurement. There's temperature measurements from the engine room, from the engines and whatnot. What else? There's so much stuff in there compressed into such a tight room. Like I'm 6'3", 1.90 m. It's all so small. Oh, that's a toilet. You saw how narrow this place is. You really go in there, do your business really quick and get out again. And then we already are in the engine room. It's also close by each other. 2 diesel engines, one on the left, one on the right, port side, starboard side. And as you can see, there's not much space. You can reach one side easily, but if you need to reach over on the other side, you can see over there, there's really no space. Really no space to get in there to do some reparation and whatnot. It's so small and tight. It's really crazy. Yeah, and then we're already in the aft of the ship. There's a really small area in the back there, and then that's pretty much it. Above us is the exit, and then see you on the outside. So that was the outside area. We saw that all. Jet planes, jumbo jet. And then what we have here is a really big exhibition hall. And that's all about space travel, right? Apollo and beyond. There's a piece of Ariane rocket, sorry. They have a Buran inside, so let's get in, let's check it out. Really nice pieces they're showing here. Spacesuit from a Russian mission. Then it's starting here, I think in kind of historical or in time shape. Starting with Gemini program, unmanned test flight, the training program. One of the first spacesuits, Gemini 3 and 4. That's a model of the Gemini capsule. It's the first experimental food for the Gemini programs. A working glove, just look at it, crazy. Some original parts, cable for the headphones, you can see in the picture there. Gemini 5, 7. Some more original parts, constellation chart. Checklists, it's even written there, whatever is the PPK. Astronaut Performance Kit. Okay. So, all the way until Gemini 12. And then just around the corner, it's the Mercury program. So probably by seeing the pictures, maybe that was the first one, right? Yeah, it's 61 in years, 61. So Mercury was the first one. I'm sorry, I'm not so firm in the historical order. Let's check back on Gemini. Yeah, that was 65, yeah. So first was Mercury, then came the Gemini. Spacesuit here, missing, but there will be more. Some really nice pieces. So as you can see, that's an original piece that have been in space and came back. Clearly to see the burning marks, all the outer shell burned off from the tremendous speed during re-entering. Okay, that's a Russian piece. Looks like from a Soyuz capsule, right? And it looks like this piece. And inside there, the astronauts are sitting. Just imagine re-entering, not sure if you're a grilled piece of meat afterwards or if you see the Earth again. And then later on, that was the next program. So, model of the space station, same one there. As you can see, these white models hanging together, making the complete station. And an exhibit they have here. It's called like the Space Lab Simulator, you can read it there. So that's something they in fact worked with to simulate how it is in a station there. And you can create lab-like situations, and inside there you can train before you really go up into space. Probably you test also your equipment, different technical stuff and whatnot. And after these tests, you then bring it up into space, right? One more over there. That's from the European Space Agency. So, I guess pretty much the same. It's also a module of the ISS. Not sure if this is only a rebuild or if this is a part that could have gone up there. Also a piece of how it really looks like up in there in space. In the corner there, the blue sack you can see, that's a sleeping bag. Down there's the toilet. Working desks. Several computers. Supporting systems. Well, that's a seat, so pretty much with this black things, that looks like the steering module. I'm not sure if it is to dock at the space station or even to steer a bigger part of it. That's this steering vent, and that's where it is on the space station.
Ah, hier ist die Besatzung. Wie kommt gerade dieses giftige Zeug, das ja nicht Triebwerke für diese Lager, die du geschrieben hast.
So here in the corner, it's a little exhibit of the Russian cosmonaut program. Some behind story of the different Soyuz missions until up to date. Some original really interesting exhibit parts. That's a suit they still use, it says. It's a survival suit in case they land in a winter area. Just see the seat. That's the seat from the capsule. I guarantee this man cannot be larger than 165, 170, so maybe 5'3", 5'4". That's how it looked like in the capsule. And they even have to have expansions Otherwise the impact would be so hard. It would be really painful for the cosmonauts. So really nice information boards. The same like for the Mercury programs, just a bit different. It's their cosmonaut food. Quite interesting. Some gloves they used up there. Quite a lot of original parts, that's really nice. The door, chamber of a Soyuz capsule. Burning marks, that's the outside. This would have been the inside. And then also here, like we will see later on with the Apollo stuff and others, spacesuits. Original one, used in space. Underwear. And this is really impressive. It's a spacesuit for spacewalk. You can see this would have looked like this in space. Really nice. So what we got here? Decompression. So that's for in space. Some stuff from on board. I think everybody knows what that is. That's a sleeping bag here. Of course. Some water pipes. Mobile toilet. There's one more spacesuit. In fact, it's a outboard spacesuit, so yeah. So, and then on the opposite side of the Russian Soyuz program and whatnot, it's another corner. See, is it called the Lunar system? Lunar card. There's no information board. Wanna find one? I'll tell you more about it. Then here as well, some interesting exhibits from different Apollo missions. That's original suit from Apollo 17, gold flight suit called, from Gene Cernan, captain of the mission. And here also Gene Cernan, what, the flight jacket, yeah. It's a lot from Apollo 17. Some pictures they made from the surface of the moon. Some food, grapefruit drink they brought back. Oh, he looks a little bit tired. What else? Heat foil from the skin. Another flight jacket from a training program with a signing of the pilot. What we got here? Apollo 16 flight jacket with the original picture and the flight suit as well. Apollo 16. A lot of information of the goals of the mission and whatnot. Lunar rover, yeah, I was correct. That's a lunar rover, right? That's how they trained it. Some more exhibits around here. I started in the end, now it's Apollo 14. Here we have another spacesuit. It says it's a replica from OHA. Replica from Neil Armstrong. Right. It's a picture of him in this spacesuit. That's what its spacesuit would have looked like from the first man on the moon. Really nice. It's Apollo 11. The complete crew. Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin. The camera they used. Some pieces of journalism from there. What else? That's Apollo 10. Apollo 10. Whoa, that's a bit dirty. Buzz Aldrin, also replica. Yeah, also replica. That's from Buzz Aldrin. So, from the second man on the moon, right? And then some more exhibits, starting with Apollo 1, 7. Some original pieces, flying checklist. Some postcards, some more information, Apollo 8 and 9. It's really great. Again, some original pieces, some bags from Apollo 9. That's pretty much it. So we're back here in the corner. Down there they have a bit more stuff from the European space program. That's pretty much it. Well, one more outside here. It's the beginning of Apollo. So if you're into space stuff, it's really impressive what they collected here. A lot to read, a lot of historical stuff to learn. Some of the tools even. Some assembly line stuff. So really, really a lot about the historic of space flying, what's behind it, some more training pictures, a lot of pictures from the people that visited here that was really involved into those programs. So a lot to learn inside here, especially about space and yeah, flying to space. So the last part, space shuttle. You look at the profile and at the look of those shuttles. That's space shuttle program. Everybody knows them from TV, the American ones. And to compare them one last time, the Russian model. Not sure. Maybe same story like with the Concorde and the Russian model. You tell me. Is it better to copy good than to make it bad yourself? I'm not sure. Some more space food. And some more relics from those crews. It's another spacesuit from... What's flying overall? Those are shirts from Space Cruise, picture from outer space. Atlantis mission. Really nice exhibit parts, right? Isolation mat from a space shuttle. Some quite nice pieces of history and some more flight suit, polo shirt, and also here the history from different space shuttle missions. And then going over to Hubble mission, and last but not least ESA missions, German space suits, flying suits, crew picture. Yeah, and that's the little space shuttle corner, as well as interesting as the rest. So now on the rooftop of this building we've just been in, there's a dome, Speyer 747 again. That corner, there's another submarine they're preparing for the museum. They even have a small plane airport over there. The roof terrace. And I think that's pretty much it for the museum part. Packing up here. That's the old city part, so going over there for a coffee, closing out the day there. But I think the historical part is a part for another day. So that's pretty much it. Again, without the glasses. So leaving you with those famous last words: life is short, make the most of it.